Does your coastal cottage look like this? Well, now it can look like this. In this video, I will show you how to restore Coastal Cottage using absolutely no mods or glitches. Let's get started. Start by scrapping everything in the settlement that is scrappable. You're going to need more supplies than what you're going to get from scrapping, so make sure that this settlement is on your supply line. While you're up here, it's helpful to place a barn floor in the corner of the house. Align it with the side and the front of the house as close as you possibly can. This can be done later, but it's a little bit easier if you go ahead and do it now while you're up here. We will return to this area later to finish up. To begin, we are going to construct a deck that will link the garage to the house. To build the deck, we will use the shack foundation with the concrete base. Placement of the first piece is important. First, align the tile against the edge of the garage floor. Next, raise it slightly so that the top of the concrete portion is aligned with the garage floor, leaving the wood portion raised above the garage floor as shown here. From here, build 3 rows with the shack foundations. There are a few areas near the house where the full foundation pieces won't fit. Use the small shack floors to fill in these areas. We need to finish the wall on the front of the settlement so that it's not floating. To do this, snap a shack stairwell to the outside of a foundation piece. You can start anywhere you like, but I started on the corner. The stairwell allows foundation pieces to be snapped under the existing foundations. Corner is still floating, so move the stairs down and snap a floor under the corner foundation. I ran into a collision area in the front that I couldn't work around and wasn't able to snap a foundation piece in this spot. So I decided to improvise and remove a few tiles. I will use this space to create a caravan shipment storage area. We will come back and finish this area later. Fill in the holes on the deck with shack upper floors. Now we're going to start on the house. Place an upper shack floor in the corner by the door. Align with the front and the side walls. After placing the floor, pull it out slightly from the wall. This will allow the next piece to snap tightly against the wall. Select the concrete wall from the concrete section. Push it in place over the shack floor. It won't snap, but it should allow you to place it tightly against the inside wall. If there is too much of a gap, adjust the floor and replace the concrete wall until you are satisfied with the placement. Be sure that you are satisfied with the placement before continuing. If the wall is too far out, we will have problems getting all of the floor pieces to fit. Attach 3 more concrete wall pieces together. Snap shack floors with the concrete foundations to the 3 walls that were just placed. Place 6 small shack floors to the foundations that were just placed. Remove the upper shack floor, the concrete wall, and the first shack foundation. Place a regular shack floor in the space in front of the door. Align with the front and side walls of the house. Replace the shack foundation that you previously removed. In the front of the house, snap a half barn floor to the shack floor. We're going to rearrange the concrete walls to place a doorway. Remove the last 2 concrete walls and replace with a half concrete wall, a doorway, and then another half concrete wall. Fill in the back with a whole and a half concrete wall. Be sure that the walls are snapping back as far as possible. On the other side, place a concrete wall starting on the second small shack floor tile. Using the barn floors, fill in the area outside of the house to prevent falling in the hole. I filled in as many tiles as I could get to fit. This may be different in your build. Finish this wall with a doorway and a half wall. Continue around to the front using a half wall and another doorway. Though it's the right size, I wasn't able to get a half concrete wall to fit in the corner due to some collision issues with the house, but a series of concrete posts fill in the space nicely. If you can't get the last one to fit in a straight line with the others, just pull it forward a little and snap it. Cover the second floor using 2 rows of the barn floors. Use a half and a small floor to fill in the corner in the front of the house. If a whole floor piece doesn't fit here, try using 2 half or 4 small floor pieces instead. That generally works. Add half barn floors to both sides of the house. Snap a half scaffolding frame to the second floor piece. Place a small scaffolding frame next to that one. Then remove and store the half frame. We're going to use that one again later. Snap a small barn floor to the scaffolding, and then snap the steps to the floor. Fill in the area next to the garage with flooring of your choice. You should be able to snap a floor under the side of the garage, but you may need to place the middle piece first. You'll also need a floor by the ladder or it will be floating. I wasn't able to snap a floor under the ladder, so I snapped it to the bottom edge of the ladder at an angle instead. Add walls of your choice to the flooring. You can use either the barn or the warehouse tiles. It's easiest to snap the 2 back walls first and then fill around the house. The half floor that we added earlier will act as a balcony, so make sure that you snap the walls to the whole floor pieces only.
Remember to add a doorway on the side and the front of the house.
Next, add the roof. Extend the roof over the front entrance. Add a post from the barn miscellaneous section to support the roof. I was able to add one on the left side, but I couldn't get one on the right side that would actually touch the roof. Add an entry on the other side of the house. Snap the half scaffolding support that we stored earlier to the first tile. Snap the short ladder to the scaffolding and then a long ladder to that one. Finish up by adding a half barn floor to the top of the scaffolding. Add a rounded edge floor from the concrete section to this corner to finish it off. Now we're going to add an entryway. Snap a shack foundation with a support post to the second deck floor, and then snap a concrete shack foundation next to that one. Snap a half barn floor to the shack floor at the entrance to the house. It should snap right through the house, and this piece will act as a spacer for the next piece, so we'll be taking it out. Add 2 small barn floors. Remove the half barn floor from the entrance and place it on the left side of the last barn floor. Add 1 more half barn floor to this. Snap a half scaffolding support to the last barn floor. Snap a small scaffolding support next to it. Finally, add a long scaffolding ladder. Next, add a large scaffolding support to the back. Snap on stairs or a ramp, whichever you prefer. Snap barn floors over the scaffolding. In the front, the barn tiles will snap under the shack foundations. Back inside the first floor, store the half wall in the doorway that we previously added. Snap a warehouse or a barn doorway and wall to the barn floor. Place concrete pillars over the hole in the front of the house, and then lastly, replace the half concrete wall and doorway. You can't snap a railing if the stairs are attached, so temporarily remove the stairs and snap in the railing. Another problem, you can't snap the stairs to the scaffolding if the barn floor is already attached. So remove the barn floor, attach the stairs, and then replace the barn floor. Add support posts to the balcony after installing the railings. This will avoid any interferences that you might find from the railings with the posts. I decided to add extra railings to the other side of the house to hopefully keep settlers from falling into the hole. To do this, I needed to temporarily remove the walls and the doorway, snap the railings on, and then replace the walls.
For our last step, we need to finish the front. Snap a shock foundation with a concrete base to the right side of the opening.
Add a Raider tent from the Raider miscellaneous menu to cover the opening and the foundation. Finish the station by adding railings and steps to the foundation. And there you go. Coastal Cottage is now renovated and ready to be decorated for settlers to move in. This location also makes a nice player home for a survival playthrough. In my next video, I will give you a fully decorated tour of the settlement, so make sure that you stop by for that. Thanks for watching.